All right, here goes nothing. The three main Abrahamic religions are going to be Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. The reason I put them in that order is because that is the order in which the schools of thought came into existence. Hard to have Christianity with no Christ. You dig what I'm saying? So naturally, Judaism came first, and then Christianity, and then Islam. That's going to be people who are Muslim. Their religion is called Islam. Okay? So, I'm not sure how common knowledge this is. All three of these religions, they all have the same characters. You know what I mean? There is a prophet in Islam called Yahya. Mama, that's John the Baptist. Okay? They're very similar, these three religions. Essentially, it's just a continuation. Okay? However, the intro to all the religions are very much the same because, like I said, same characters. So, in the book of Genesis, we read about Abraham and his shorty, Sarah. Let me tell you something. I'm not a huge fan of Sarah. Because Sarah's about 300 years old, according to the book, and can't have a baby. Meanwhile, God told Abraham, you will have a son and your son will inherit this land. Well, they're like, well, girl, how the hell is that going to happen because I can't have any kids? So Sarah's like, you know what? Abraham, here goes my maid Hagar. Have a kid. And he does. That child is named Ishmael. In Christianity and in the Hebrew Bible, we don't really hear much about Ishmael after the book of Genesis. However, in the Islamic faith, the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, is a descendant of Ishmael. Okay? Now, Christianity and Judaism follow the son that Abraham eventually has with Sarah's old ass, named Isaac. Now, Sarah is finally able to have a kid at, 350 years old. And then when she has the kid, she's like, in fact, I don't even want Hagar and Ishmael around anymore because I was able to give you a son. Get him out of here. And Abraham himself is like, not too fond of that. He's like, you know what, Sarah? Let me think about it. Let me talk to God about it because, I'm just not going to listen to what you say, shorty, because that's my first son. And God is like, you know what? Just do what your wife says to do. Ishmael will also be the ruler of a people and the ruler of a land. So, it's cool. Take care of them. And then, so that's kind of where oh God. So that's where the two kind of branch on, okay. Then, I'm speaking biblically. Girl, the Romans come in and destroy shit. The damn Byzantines come in and destroy shit. Mama, Nebuchadnezzar, who is this? Get off my phone. Comes in and fucks some shit up. The Pharaoh. The people are getting screwed, right? And it says, it is unto the Jews. The reason we specify and say the Jews is because at this time, that's the only Abrahamic religion that exists. Jesus ain't come yet, baby. So, it is impossible for there to have been Christians at that time, for there to have been Muslims at that time. There are religious people and not religious people, Jews and Gentiles, okay? So, when it says about the, mass exodus and all these things of the Jewish people, it is of the monotheists, of which the only ones that existed at that time were Jews, okay? Oh my God, Habibi TikTok, they're gonna hate this video. So then, cool, everybody is spread out all over the globe. The second and the next schools of thoughts come around. Jesus comes, Christianity is a thing. Nowhere in the Bible does it say who killed Christ, but it has become a thought, specifically among Christians, that Jesus was killed. I'm not even going to complete that sentence. You know what I'm going to say. And that is where anti-Jewish rhetoric really comes from, is this assumption that is who killed Christ. Although it is never said. So anti-Semitism was started by Christians. Also, let's note, Semitic, that is a type of religion. Aramaic, Amharic, Arabic, and Hebrew are all Semitic languages. So anti-Semitic is really kind of a misnomer when making it synonymous with... Anyway, then this region eventually comes to be under control of the Ottoman Empire, where everything is alhamdulillah. Well, shit, at least all the religions are living together and everything's... There's no religious beef, right? Cool. Then the Europeans are like, hey, Arabs, you think you guys could help topple the Ottoman Empire? And the Arabs are like, what the fuck are you going to do with for what? And they were like, we'll let you have like a united Arab country, and we'll recognize it as a legitimate entity if you help us do it. And they're like, well, shit, okay. That's going to be called the Hussein and McMahon? Something and Hussein correspondence. It was 10 letters sent back and forth, I think, during World War I. They helped so then the Ottomans are toppled. Great. At that point, the fucking Sykes-Picot Agreement, where Europe goes back and they're like, hey, so we're actually not giving them dick, right? Cool. What part of the land do you want? What part do you want? What part do you want? Which is why the Palestinian Mandate was fucking controlled by England. Because they were like, oh my god, now the Ottomans are out, these savages don't know how to rule themselves. Let's go help. Let's go fuck some shit up. So then, great. That happens. World War II happens. We know what happens in World War II. Fuckery. At which point, there is the Balfour Declaration, where the Europeans say, go ahead and give them that. Give the people that we fucked in World War II, well, that Germany fucked in World War II, let's go ahead and give them a homeland. You remember that time, thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years ago, where it said that the children of Isaac will inherit this piece of land? Fuck Ishmael, I guess. Give them that land. And then, well, what about the Hussein and McMahon agreement? No. Oops. And that's the current... Mama. Basically, here's the gag. Europe doesn't have dick. You know what I'm saying? Mama, Ireland had a whole ass famine because them couldn't grow potatoes, the only goddamn thing that they had. Fuck. Meanwhile, so they come into this area that is called the Fertile Crescent because everything grows in the damn Mediterranean region, and then they'll go to places like Africa, which is so, like, they call it abnormally rich in resources. No, bitch. It's just that that's the area of the world that is rich in resources. The only thing that you, Europe, are rich in is things like... So basically... Bro... And then also, like, just the Willie Lynch theory of everything. Which I don't even give a fuck if that wasn't... Oh, that was a hoax. That speech never technically happened. Okay, great. Remember what this entire beginning of this video was about? One could argue the same. So... But the importance is still there. Oh my god, at this point, I'm just talking. Anyway, free everybody, bitch. White people, sit down. Hey, that's my message to the world. If you gave me a megaphone and I could talk to the whole world for a second, I'd be like, hey guys, hey white, hey, sit the fuck down. Thanks. And although they may not be as technologically advanced as you, bitch, they have vegetables. What do you have? Let them go at their own pace, bitch. They are modernized. Modernized in their own regard. Bitch, they have crops. You have Nathan. Anyway. Just a little adage. I am honest to God not trying to be like disrespectful or anything to anybody. I'm literally just trying to give you all the main bullet points in the history and explain that these three religions, their main common thread is love for God and love for your fellow neighbor. Thanks.